Hello everyone, I'm Silent Death, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Science Harder campaign. Today, the plan is to work on this remote tech contract. Assuming what I'm about to do here shortly does not completely screw that up, we'll go ahead and pick this up. First, let's talk about what's happened between episodes. As you can see over here, I've been doing a little bit of contracts and making a little bit of money. We have a satellite in polar orbit for 67K, one in Collinia orbit for 122K, science from space around Kerbin for 19K, another one for 19K, 140K for another Collinia orbit, 180K for Collinia orbit, polar orbit for 84K, equatorial orbit for 61K, 117K for geostationary orbit, and another science from space around Kerbin. I am so sick of launching satellites, let me tell you. So what we're going to do with all of that newfound wealth is gamble it all away by upgrading this. We're going to gamble that we're going to have enough science to pick up this, and that the science from those parts is going to give us enough to be able to research this, because if you remember, last episode we did the contract that gave us this part, so we no longer have access to that part. We also need to unlock this to address a bug issue. Way back several episodes ago, we got a contract to test the LV-909. However, that contract has gone away. But if we go into the VAB, and look at engines, we still have the experimental part. I'm thinking the mod that adds the remote tech and ComSat things contracts has messed up things a little bit in that regard, and I'm hoping if I complete that contract, if I can remember what it is, that it will correct that. Because if you also notice, we don't have any unexplored minimus contracts, which should be what is next. Not Explore Duna, but Explore Minimus. Where is my Explore Minimus contract? I want it. All those satellite orbits were mostly standard, except for this one here. The KSP launcher, if we jump to the ship, this one, as you can probably guess by the name, was a launch to put something in geostationary orbit, which it did. And then it tried to go out here and do this contract, but found out that it didn't have enough delta V. So what it's going to do is a powered gravity assist with the moon. So it's going to burn here, get into the moon's thing, and then it's going to do another burn here, which I can't really adjust that right now very easily, because it squirms all over the place. If I try to move this, see, it does weird things. So I have to wait till I actually get in the moon's SOI to get that final burn, and it'll save me a whole bunch of delta V. And then I'll probably also have to use the moon to slow me down to get me back inside. And I may or may not be doing that on camera. Depends on if we make it to it today. So let's go back to the Space Center and upgrade the research thing. Dun dun. Are we going to end up broke? Can I click on this sometime today? Apparently not. Okay, the right click menu is broken. That is strange. Ah, there we go. Little bit of weird thing going on there. So, upgrade. Oh, and also get surface samples, which will at least give us some science. And resource transfers available is a good thing. So, do we have enough science? Dun dun. 150 we don't have. No! Well, that was not good. That was just all bad. So do we try to save up enough science? 150 isn't that far. It gives us 2 things we can do science on. I think we're going to end up just spending the science here. We won't do a double jeopardy gamble. So research that one. And we'll research that one. Oh, and that bypasses that? Okay. And fuel lines here. Can I research that? I really want these. Really, really want them. So what's this unlock? We want this. We want that. We might can get away without that. We might want that at some point. I don't think we need those. We don't need those. We already have the procedural ones, which are better. They're not only free, they have no mass. We're definitely going to want this, and probably this for 500. That's not too expensive. Guess I could have just clicked that button down there. And then we'll start saving up for this. Probably. 150, that's not terrible. Okay. So now then, we're going to need to build some satellites for our remote tech thing. I'll try to fix that Minmus contract thing off camera between episodes and see if I can get that taken care of. But let's see what this guy wants. So we need orbit above 6,600 kilometers. Very circular. Equator orbit. Needs to have a dish. Needs to be active and powered. Needs to have a range of at least 48 million meters. Needs to have at least one of those. Needs to have the next satellite. Needs to have a direct connection to the first satellite. Needs to have the same stuff. Needs to have also an antenna. And probably the same thing. Now, while this only requires 3 satellites, I think I'm going to launch 4. I generally prefer having 4 satellites. It just gives me a little bit more redundancy. So first, let's design a satellite. And here we have our basic communication satellite. On rereading the contract description, we can in fact use Omni antennas for the local communications, so that is what we're going to do. And we also need at least 1 dish. It has to be this dish because that's the only dish we have, and it's the only one that we have that has the right range. And if we're going to put 1 up, we might as well put 4 up because, you know, they're only 600 each. I don't know if they even weigh anything. And we have some batteries and solar panels. Both of these 2 are massless parts, so they don't really add anything to our thrust to weight calculations or delta V calculations. They just add to our part count and cost. It's only just under 7K for this satellite. Has a ridiculous amount of delta V for what we need it to do, but while we could just, you know, cut down the fuel a whole bunch and still have plenty of delta V, why? Might as well launch it all up there. It's not that heavy. So we're going to need 4 of these. We'll save this in the sub-assembly. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Okay. Click that, and save that there. Alright, now Now we're talking. 4 satellites. How much does that weigh? 50 kilograms? Even? Really? It's pretty heavy. How many parts is it? 88 parts. I think we'll put the crew capsule and stuff up here. It's going to need a little bit of Delta V to get back. And an engine to do so. That should be all it needs. Oh yeah, and a parachute, I guess. If you're going to be picky. So now we're up to mass. Oh, that must be 50 empty. Is that right? I guess so. So we're only at 7.5 tons. Not as much as I thought it was. I have no idea what the root part is at the moment, but I know what I want it to be. I want it to be that. Alright, we'll get the staging taken care of at some point in the future, but not at this point. So we want to get it to orbit, and let me be right back. Alright, what we've done is basically take the booster off the Moonwalker and just slap it onto the bottom of this, and it gives us enough Delta V without really having to do anything else. We're using the Probodyne Octo 2 core for our satellites because it has the most little fiddly bits in the SAS. It also uses the most power and doesn't have any reaction wheels. It's also the cheapest though, so that kind of evens out. You know, it's half the cost of that, quarter of the cost of that. Though we are having to pay extra for a reaction wheel, which is only 600, so I think we're still ahead in that. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, we're going to slap on a Kerr component. Want our engineering engineers. Neil Stead will be our pilot for today. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow liftoff. There we go. Thrust to weight is getting up there. Pretty good, pretty good. Should be a fairly standard launch. So let's just fast forward through it. Okay, we have finally made it into orbit. A little bit difficult to fight this on the way up. It was not as uneventful an ascent as I was expecting. Got to put nose cones on the top of the solid rocket boosters, and they were a little bit pushing us over and stuff. Not good. But time for a maneuver node. We're going to put that there. We're going to go for 776.6 kilometers. According to the tutorial thing, that is a good place for the type of network we want to build. So let's just bump this up a bit. Bump this up a bit more. 600. 776.4 is probably as close as we're going to get. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that accurate. Okay, we will 8 minutes until our node. If we do have maneuver node hold on this guy, which, oh, that must be from the SAS, that's right. It's not on the guy. So if we thrust limit down to like 10%, if we can approximately get that, there we go. And then we go maneuver node hold. Say 210 seconds is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll start burning at T minus 1:45, and then just hold on that. See how that goes. So let's just add a custom thing. That's this one. I want you to be 2 minutes. Not 20, but 2. Close the alarm. And I guess I can delete this because he's on this craft. Uh-oh. I changed that. Why are you not doing it? Darn it. Alright, we'll just have to hold. Maybe it will do it right. Who knows? Don't know why it didn't update properly. But okay. We'll just do some physics acceleration here. Best we can. And fast forward a bit. Alright, we've gotten that burn done. Got pretty accurately, even though we screwed it up. Add another maneuver node, snap it to the EPO. We will go for... what is our orbital period right now? Kerbal orbit. Where are you? Orbit. Orbital period or inclination is good, I think. Yeah, 0.4 was the cutoff. Hurry up, is... there it is. 59 minutes and 30-something seconds. Okay, we want this to go... yeah, that'll be right. Close, okay. So we'll have that. We're going to burn until we get a suckerized orbit. And probably end up wasting a little bit of fuel. Quite a lot of fuel. We could do this differently. Tempting. But no, I think we'll do it this way, just to make sure. So 700. 60, 73, 6, 4. That's about perfect. Now then, you little guy, hold it there. Going to delete this one and manually add a node. That'll be 2 minutes and 29 seconds. So we'll say, give me 3 minutes and 0 seconds. Or 1 minute or 2 minutes. 2 minutes work. That way we can burn at 110. And they'll both do their little thing. So we'll warp to this. wait until 1 minute and 10 seconds. Come on, 1 minute and 10 seconds. 20, 15, okay, and burn. Full speed ahead. Time for some more fast forwarding. Okay, we're a tiny bit of a fraction over our desired 1.5 hour orbital period, so we're holding there. We're going to very much limit our thrust. Probably all the way down to as low as we can get it. Which seems to be about right there. About 5. And then we're going to slow ourselves down a little bit. The more exact we can get, the better. Alright, that is probably as close as we're going to get it. I'm betting that is as close as we're going to get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop off this stage. I'm sorry that you still have fuel, but there's nothing else we can do about that. First, before we forget, because you know we're going to activate all the antennas if I can find them. There they are. All the Omni antennas. Can't really see. Otherwise, Nielstead would have to get out and then activate them by hand. And he's having too much fun inside the capsule. I cannot see a thing. Can I rotate into the sun maybe so that I can see these? Without messing up my thing? Let me click on the antenna, please. There we are. Activate you. That's the torque. I don't want to target the torque. I want to activate that one. And finally, we're going to activate that one. Alright, good. Now those are all done so that when I launch them, they will be able to talk to each other. Now then, we're going to pop off the main stage here. Bye. And we're going to pop out off ComSat 1. Goodbye. Hopefully that didn't change the orbital period too much. It probably did. I bet it did. What is your orbital period? Oh, that doesn't have Kerr on it. Crap. Well, poo. That was an oversight. A little bit of a big one. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's true. Okay, maybe that's the same, because we're holding the... We've been slowed down. Now we're going to hold back retrograde. And we need to drop ourselves down to 1/4 of that orbit. I think. Which is... Oh god, math. Oh no, I can't do it. So 1 hour, 7.5 minutes. As close to that as we can get. Without, you know, crashing into anything. Which shouldn't happen. 400. I'm looking for my Delta V. There it is. Oh, 7.5, not 7 even. So we'll slow this down to a measly little 10%. And then then we'll slow it all the way down to the minimum. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Stop. Alright, that was good enough. We're going to transfer a little bit of fuel from here into this one, because I cannot click. And that's not even the right thing. You're going to be hard to click on, aren't you? Okay, we'll click on you first. There we are. In. Stop, 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 I said. Out. Actually, we'll just do some more. We don't really need that much delta V, I don't think, to get back. We'll kind of calculate it when we get where we need to go. Alright, so that one apparently has a connection. We could actually finish the contract now if we really wanted to, but we don't. We don't at all. Now then, we're going to add another maneuver node at our thingamadooper. And we're going to change our orbit back. Actually, we need to separate first. But maybe the orbit node will stay, I don't know. That's not going to be good. Are you slapped to the apo? There you go. Alright, so we will tweak you a tiny bit. That's probably about right. Now then, we're going to warp until we get, say, oh, we'll say 5 minutes until we get to that. Give us enough time to get everything situated. So let's warp. Approaching, approaching, approaching. And 5 minutes. Now then, Mr. Thing, it is time to stage. And we'll switch to this guy. So apparently he does not have the node. So quickly, add the maneuver node. Apoapsis. What was it, like 200? About that. Like, whoops. Slapped to Apoapsis. I think it was 180 and something. There we go, that works. So in 4 minutes and 10 seconds for your burn. Oh, you don't know how long you need to burn? Why can I not control you? Do I need to click control from here? Oh, you don't have a connection. Why don't you have connection? You should have a connection. Oh, right. No, you don't have a connection, do you? Damn. Well, that's not good. Do we need to go around one more time? I guess you're going to have to go around one more time. We will eject the next guy too, I guess. And that way, this guy can go up. Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. So you go away. And you hold the maneuver node. Now, I think your burn estimate is a little bit off. Yeah. But we'll set it at 50% and then go from there. Alright. So in say 30 seconds until the node. Oh, that's doing that. Alright. I was wondering why we're slowing down. Yep. Thank you. We can't talk to that shit right now. Because somebody is not talking to us. Alright, now then we'll just start burning. And just keep an eye on that. Alright, we're about where we need to be. We need to adjust our timing again. Super fiddly time. Up to 1.5 hours. Nine. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. So you, while we have you, we're going to set you to active vessel. And then we're going to activate you. We're going to set you the moon. Target not in range. Wait. And then we're going to activate you. And then we're going to set you to Minimus. So, active vessel, the moon, and Minimus. And the last one is just a spare, in case we happen to need it. Now then, we're going to pop that one off. Probably have to come back and readjust that again. Actually, we moved forward, so maybe that one didn't move. Yeah, that's likely to happen. We know it moved. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Ooh. Weird stuff is happening. Very weird stuff. Alright, so that's kind of getting done. Don't show those. Show me just the connections. It's not showing me anything. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so we're going to have to wait one more orbit for the next thing to get here and get ready. Alright, I reread the contract, and apparently it was only set up to allow you to have 3 satellites. So I changed that particular part of the contract, and everything worked. So we have to just let that happen for 3 days, which shouldn't be a problem. What is going to be a problem is getting this guy back, because I was not paying attention and we ran down our electric charge. So you're just going to get him a little bit close. Like there. And we have no electric charge. So hopefully he can get his periapsis down or something. He has a little bit of Delta V. As long as he doesn't go prograde, which he is. We'll just let him spin around until he gets where we need him to be. Or I guess I could wait until it gets close to it and then warp, and that way we won't move. There we go. Now then. Slow you down. 100. Don't want to go too terribly steep. That's good enough. And we can just... Well, I guess you're going to have to rely on your heat shielding of the engine thing to do whatever needs to be done. So let's fast forward a little bit. Our lot. Okay, we're hitting the atmosphere now. And we can just fast forward through the re-entry part. We cannot actually... we cannot turn around so that the heat shield is facing this. Well, maybe things will be right. Maybe air resistance will save us. About to find out. Oh, that's not good. Kind of hoping that air resistance is going to kick in here. Come on, Nilstead. I mean, the worst case is that it burns off the parachute. I think that's the worst case. I hope that's the worst case. You would think that air resistance would do something to us. That's not important. Wasn't important. Just the parachute. Nilstead, don't panic. We have a plan B. I'm not sure you're going to like the plan, but we have one. It's a good thing there wasn't any science in this capsule, because that would suck to lose that. Nilstead, you're going to be fine. Don't panic. Alright, we're at 6,000 meters. And what we're going to do is eject. And semi-deploy your parachute. Bye! Because after the last death, I installed the mod that added parachutes to Kerbals. So now we have an ejection system. If we can survive re-entry, sort of, we can make it all the way down. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of record high dive. And he is safe. Woo! Hey, you can get an EVA report and a surface sample. How about that? See, this was totally planned. We meant to do it. We didn't really want that capsule anyway. That one was defective. We were just destroying it, you know, dumping it in the ocean. Alright, let's, I guess we're going to fast forward in the Space Center through here. And after a little bit of fast forwarding, the contract is complete. The network is up and transmitting, 135,038 thingamadupers. Little bit of money there, we're up to 300 and something. So let's see if anything here is happening. From atmospheric scans. communication network for the moon. That's not bad. And that one's actually fairly whatever. It's not specific. That's what I'm trying to say. Sporduna. Satellite in synchronous orbit of Minimus. Really don't want to launch more satellites if I don't have to. What we need to do is get some more science. I think we're going to need to do this then. Because we're going to have to start launching some probes at the moon. That seems like the way to go, is just to start shotgunning probes at the moon and sucking up all the science. And bringing them back for more science and things like that. So that's going to be it for this episode. Next time, we will do a communication network on the moon, or try to. I'm not sure if we have the technology for that. We'll figure something out. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I'll try to fix the contract bug. So maybe we can get a Minimus contract going. And we could do that instead. Because we do need some science from Minimus too. Anyway, I'll like if you like. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. I do read all the comments. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.